It's a powerful delegation from both the European and African unions to Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, for the second General Assembly of the Integrated and Circular Technologies for Sustainable City Region Systems in Africa, known as INCiTiS Food. The project, funded by the European Union, aims to revolutionize food systems in Africa by enhancing food and nutrition security across 4 vital dimensions: availability, access, utilization, and stability through solutions centered around soilless crop farming, recirculating aquaculture systems, and insect farming. With food security consistently threatened in Africa, these food and nutrition experts are calling for a change in the narrative with little or no discomfort to people and the environment. Oyo State is one of the 2 hubs for the project in Nigeria, and they pay a courtesy visit to the state governor to brief him on the project.
What we want is that they see advantages in our innovation technologies, our circular food production technologies. For instance, soilless agriculture, hydroponics, which can be done with very little own investment and very little land. And you can produce either your own vegetables and fruits, or you could also produce for the market, for the local market, and gain an additional income.
The recognition that there is dearth of knowledge about food production in cities led the consortium to set up a 40-participant capacity outdoor training center at the University of Ibadan to expand the knowledge of beneficiaries that small farming spaces can be possible and profitable. Another major problem the project aims to eradicate is the loss of quantity and quality of food materials during transportation. Fragile micronutrients, often lost during transportation of food from rural to city environment, can be controlled.
So we want to look at how to produce quality food and within a small area, not supporting or trying to solve the problem of waste and environmental pollution of city through agriculture.
Lagos is the other pilot state in Nigeria, and the partners to the project believe that Africa must work to increase food production in a city environment to eradicate hunger.
Urban space more food sufficient by going into food production with low technology. And in doing so, we also create job employment for our youths.
The 4-year project, seeking to empower African communities in food production, supply and value chain, and these circular agri-food technologies have been considered suitable for the context of African cities because they do not require great access to land. Bukola Oriowo, Channels Television News.
So to speak further on this, we are being joined on the program by the private investigator for INCiTiS Food Technologies, University of Ibadan Hub, Dr. Olusegun Oyebola. He joins us via Zoom. Thank you for your time, Dr. Oyebola.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. So let's get into it. So Dr. Oyebola, please tell us more about this agriculture collaboration between the EU and the AU and what exactly it hopes to achieve.
Yeah, thank you very much. The INCiTiS Food is a project that has a consortium of African components and European components joining together to address the challenges of food system in city environment. This project is going on in Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Gabon, Kenya, Ghana. And this is aimed to increase food security and in quality and in quantity in city environment. You know that production of food in the city environment is challenged by environmental issues. When you want to produce, there is always a problem of land also. The quality of food being brought from the rural environment to the city, especially vegetable, diminishes by distance. And so if you can, within a small area, integrate fish production with vegetable production, and in hydroponic, you can actually utilize a lot of facilities producing food with low cost and having a good quality within a small environment. This, in a way, will boost food production on the general level and specifically increase nutritional quality of food in the city environment. Focus has been on rural production of agriculture, but it is clear now that we need to produce food anywhere we can produce it. And getting access to land to produce food in city is always a problem because we'll be competing with industrialization, which is ready to pay so much for land use. So in this system, you can be within your environment and produce fish, produce vegetables, and basically food is being produced. This is very important, especially now that people are crying, no food, no food. If you can produce food within your environment, it will solve a bit of the problem and make you a bit better than others that cannot produce. It also provides opportunity for business entrepreneurship. We intend to showcase this to as many as possible. And we intend to also carry government along to support, as we're going to onboard participants to come and learn this technology so that they can be able to produce their food within the environment without really creating environmental challenges and social problems. That is what we are doing, and that is what we'll continue to do. Onboarding, encouraging people, training people, and also disseminating this information to the grassroots. Thank you.
All right, interesting things you've talked about there, especially providing, making food production to have a kind of, shall I say, a leeway in the cities, which you've also talked about has so many challenges. But let's talk about the pilot projects now. Of course, Lagos and Ibadan. Why the choice of those two cities?
Thank you very much. You realize that when you're talking about land issue, to get access to land to cultivate in Lagos is always a problem. And so it's a kind of an example of an urban environment whereby there is always a problem of land. And so soilless system, as we are bringing up, is a solution. In a way, you can plant your crop on the rooftop. You can plant it in a limited environment on the balcony, and then you can plant in a limited environment where you are. The choice of Lagos is to showcase how it can be in a highly populated environment, and the choice of Ibadan is not as populated as Lagos. So we have a kind of a scenario of a highly populated city and a less highly populated city. That's why we are choosing the two cities.
So are there plans to spread this to other states in Nigeria, really?
Well, actually, for now, what we are looking at is Ibadan and Lagos as a model. And from that model, people are being welcomed to actually be able to be trained in this technology. Of course, we are hoping to disseminate to as many states as possible. When we are planning the meeting, we sent an invitation even to the Ministry of Agriculture, the aquaculture sector, or the Federal Ministry of Agriculture, the FDF. We sent an invitation letter to them to show that, yes, we want to disseminate this information to as many states as possible that are interested. And we are available in the University of Ibadan to assist in providing technical assistance for as many that are ready.
All right,
there is also the aspect of cash-state funding that is available for SMEs who can develop business models and can actually compete for this at the general level, and they will be awarded some funds to support what they do.
All right, very quickly, because we're really running out of time. What do you hope to see within the next 4 years concerning this initiative? And of course, as an African development project, what are the success stories in other African countries where this project is being implemented? Very quickly now, as we wrap up.
Yes, in other African countries, just like in Nigeria, people are, because we are at the stage of onboarding, wherein we are bringing in participants into this. We have used 1 year to experiment. Now we are bringing people on board to get them involved. There will be a roadshow there will be dissemination of information training. What we are planning to get across is to say, oh, we have been able to train so number of people, and so number of people have been able to get into this, and they are doing well. We intend to showcase the cascade funding and the innovation intends to have up to 1,000 people that are getting into this. But to me, I believe if we can really drive the grassroots and we can get across to as many as possible, we can get more than 1,000 people to adopt this technology. This is actually an initiative that the Oyo State government is already buying into, and we are already in talk with the Oyo State government. We are open to have as many state governments as possible that are also interested in this. Thank you.
All right, Dr. Olusegun Oyebola, private investigator for INCiTiS Food Technologies, University of Ibadan Hub. Thank you so much for your time on the program.
Thank you very much.